Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In today's exciting episode, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare American coinage as we explore 6 of the most valuable and ultra-rare United States coins ever discovered. These aren't your everyday pocket change finds. Each of these coins carries incredible historical significance, unique features, and market values that have shocked collectors and investors alike. From stunning design details to unexpected minting errors and elusive high-grade survivors, these coins represent the pinnacle of rarity and desirability in numism. The 1972 D. Kennedy half dollar holds a special place in modern U.S. numismatics. While the series began in 1964, by the early 1970s, the coin was evolving from a circulation piece to a collector's object. And this particular issue is sought for both its commonness in circulating grades and for certain rare varieties. For the collector interested in U.S. half dollars, the 1972 D is a convenient yet interesting date. It offers low face value entry but, in high condition or rare variety, can command meaningful premiums. It appeals to collectors who appreciate the Kennedy portrait era, modern clad composition, and variety hunting. Though not generally regarded as one of the ultra-key coins of U.S. numismatics, it nonetheless offers an accessible modern half dollar with potential for upgrade and rarity recognition. This coin was struck at the Denver Mint, mint mark D, for general circulation and bullion issues in 1972. According to data, the mintage for the 1972 D. Kennedy half dollar was 141,890,000. Its production falls within the clad era, post-silver, of the Kennedy half dollar, after the 40% silver versions were eliminated in 1970. The broader Kennedy half dollar series was introduced in the wake of President John F. Kennedy's assassination in 1963, his image replacing the Franklin design in 1964. In 1972, the U.S. economy and coinage circulation were affected by changing public behavior. The half-dollar denomination was already in decline in everyday use. Thus the coin sits at an interesting moment, still broadly struck for circulation, yet increasingly appreciated by collectors as the public used fewer half-dollars, and the series began to become more specialist than general purpose in terms of physical specifications. The 1972 D. Kennedy half dollar has a diameter of 30.61 and a weight of 11.3 g for the business strike. Composition: it is copper-nickel clad, 75% copper, 25% nickel outer layers over a pure copper core. The obverse features John F. Kennedy's bust facing left, designed by Gilroy Roberts, and the reverse features the presidential seal eagles design by Frank Gasparro. In typical coins, the initials FG of Gasparro appear on the reverse beneath the eagle's left talon leg, though interestingly one of the rare varieties of this date lacks the FG initials, a point of variety interest FS901. Visually and technically, for the clad series the strike quality surface preservation bag marks, contact marks, and eye appeal tunning, luster, are key for collector appeal. While the design is not radical, it continues the familiar Kennedy obverse we all know. The modern collectible appeal lies in finding a strong strike, minimal marks, and ideally high grade or a recognized variety. Under normal circumstances, the 1972 D. Kennedy half dollar would be considered common. With a mintage of approximately 141.9 million, specimens exist in abundance. As a result, ordinary circulated examples trade at modest premiums over face value. However, the key to collector value is condition, uncirculated gem top grades, and indeed the presence of noted varieties. For example, the no FG variety FS901, where the FG initials on the reverse are missing, is recognized as presently very rare among that issue. According to a numismatic article, a 1972 D No FG graded MS63 sold for $2,485 as a highlight. Thus, while the base coin is common, The combination of top-graded condition and recognized variety creates a restricted field, thereby elevating rarity. Condition is critical. Even a coin graded, say, MS63 or MS64, uncirculated, commands far more than a heavily bag-marked example. Collectors focus on strike, luster, absence of marks, original surfaces, and certification by major grading services. For the standard 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar in average circulated condition, recent price guides suggest values of under 1.5 in typical grades. For example, the online resource shows values for uncirculated MS Plus, minimal at about $3.58 or more. On the other hand, for high grades MS condition, and especially for error or variety specimens, values escalate. A broad guide once listed a 1972 D50C MS62 at roughly $7,200, though this number is flagged as significant rarity among modern clad coins. For the no FG variety specifically, one auction record shows MS63 sold for approximately $2,485.13. Recent archived sales of FS9, a one variety grades AU55 MS64, ranged from about $119 to $953 in one sample over 15 years. Thus, realistic market values depend heavily on grade and variety. For a typical circulated coin, modest value. For an uncirculated coin without errors, graded MS65 plus, maybe several tens to a few hundreds of dollars. And for the rare recognized variety in high grades, thousands of dollars. The driving factors for value are condition, certification, recognized variety, no FG, collector demand for modern varieties, and the general health of the coin collecting mark if you're considering acquiring a 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar or upgrading one. Here are some practical tips for collectors. First, decide whether you're collecting the base coin or seeking the variety, no FG. If it's the variety, you must inspect the reverse for the absence of the FG, initials beneath the eagle's leg, often requiring magnification. As the variety is rare, you'll want certification by a respected third-party grading service, e.g., Professional Coin Grading Service PCGS or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation NGC. For any high-grade purchase, look for gem grades, MS65 and above, and check the population reports. Proper storage is a must. Keep the coin in a stable, low-humidity environment, ideally inert holders, and avoid excessive handling. If you're buying, work with reputable dealers or trusted auction houses. Check for certification label, slab condition, and images of the coin. And always compare recent auction results for that exact grade and variety to assess fair market value. For the base coin, you might find attractive raw, uncertified, uncirculated examples at modest cost, but for the premium variety, slabbed certification is nearly essential. Finally, be patient. Modern clad coins may require time for rarity recognition and value appreciation. In summary, the 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar is a modern-era U.S. half-dollar that bridges circulation use and specialist collecting. While its base mintage is large and ordinary examples remain inexpensive, the presence of a distinct variety, no FG, and the possibility of higher-grade uncirculated examples gives this date real interest to numismatists. Historically, it captures the post-silver, clad era of the Kennedy half-dollar series and sits at a point when half-dollars were already moving away from everyday circulation use. Aesthetically and monetarily, the coin rewards those who seek strong surfaces, good eye appeal, and certified pedigree. For new collectors, it offers an accessible doorway into half-dollar collecting. For experienced collectors, it presents a chance to chase the subtleties of modern coin variety hunting. With careful selection and preservation, it holds both historical value and investment potential in the modern coin market. Addicts. Next up, in the 1973 D Kennedy half-dollar holds a meaningful place in modern American numismatics. not because it is inherently rare in everyday circulation, but because high-grade examples and certain exceptional mint-state pieces have become surprisingly desirable among serious collectors. Minted at the Denver Mint during a period when half-dollars saw declining circulation, the 1973 D is now sought after primarily in uncirculated and top-graded conditions, where it turns from a common coin into a challenge for registry-set collectors. Its appeal stems from a combination of historical interest, strong design elements, and the increasing difficulty of locating pristine specimens free of contact marks. While most circulated pieces carry modest value, high-end certified examples have drawn significant collector attention, making this date increasingly notable in the Kennedy series. Issued during the continuation of the Kennedy half-dollar series, the 1973 D coin reflects a transitional period in U.S. coinage, when silver had long been removed from circulating halves, and the public was adopting new spending habits that pushed half-dollars out of regular commerce. Produced exclusively for collectors and mint sets rather than general circulation, 1973 half-dollars were not released into circulation by the U.S. Mint, adding a layer of contextual scarcity for higher quality pieces. The Denver Mint, responsible for the D mint mark, struck these coins with consistent precision, but production methods of the time still led to strike softness and contact marks that now limit high-grade survivors. Although the coin does not commemorate a special event in 1973, its continued issuance preserved the legacy of President John F. Kennedy, whose assassination in 1963 influenced one of the most iconic coin designs of the 20th century. The design of the 1973 D Kennedy half-dollar remains faithful to the original concepts approved a decade earlier. The obverse features Gilroy Roberts' striking portrait of President John F. Kennedy, showcasing fine details in the hair and facial features that become especially impressive in high mint state examples. The reverse, created by Frank Gasparo, displays the heraldic eagle with a shield, olive branch, and arrows, surrounded by stars, symbolism drawn directly from the presidential seal. The coin is composed of a copper-nickel-clad alloy, weighs 11.34 grams, and measures 30.6 in diameter. While not made of precious metal, its visual presence and historically resonant design continue to attract both seasoned collectors and newcomers. Coins with exceptional luster, strong strikes, and minimal abrasions stand out in the market, particularly when certified in grades MS66 and ABO. Although the 1973 D half-dollar had a healthy mintage of over 83 million pieces, its rarity emerges in the upper grades rather than in raw numbers. Most pieces, even those preserved in mint sets, show contact marks, dull luster, or average strike quality. True rarities exist in the form of exceptionally preserved coins, graded MS67 or higher by reputable services such as PCGS or NGC. These top-tier grades are difficult to obtain due to the coin's vulnerability to abrasions during production and packaging. There are no widely recognized major error varieties for the 1973 D, but minor die variations and occasional misstrikes can enhance niche value. As with all modern clad coinage, condition is the defining factor in rarity, turning a common date into a prized registry-quality specimen in today's numismatic market. The standard circulated 1973 D half-dollar carries modest value, generally ranging from face value to a few dollars depending on condition. However, the true market strength lies in certified high-grade examples. Coins graded MS65 typically sell for around $20.40, while MS66 examples may reach $60.150 due to increasing scarcity. The most valuable pieces are those graded MS67, which command significant premiums because so few achieve this level. Prices commonly fall between $700 and $2,000, and exceptional specimens have sold for over $3,000 at auction. These figures reflect the intense competition among registry set collectors, who seek the very highest graded examples to complete their top-ranked sets, ensuring that demand for elite pieces remains SDR in collectors seeking a premium 1973 D-half-dollar should prioritize strong luster, clean surfaces, and a crisp strike, attributes that separate average coins from investment-worthy examples. Certification by respected grading services such as PCGS or NGC is strongly recommended, especially for coins believed to be MS66 or higher, as authentication and grading consistency are essential when dealing with value-sensitive modern issues. Buyers should inspect coins carefully for hairline scratches or bag marks, which are common and reduce grade potential. Acquiring the coin through reputable dealers, certified auctions, or established numismatic communities can help ensure authenticity and quality. Proper storage, such as in controlled environment holders or archival-safe containers, will protect luster and prevent tunning or degradation over time. The 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar stands as a compelling example of how modern numismatics continues to evolve, revealing hidden value in coins that might once have seemed ordinary. While not rare in a general sense, its historical significance, classic design, and scarcity in elite grades give it a distinguished place among collectors. High-quality pieces serve not only as attractive additions to a Kennedy half-dollar collection. Next up to in the 1974 D. Kennedy half-dollar stands as one of the more intriguing circulation strike coins of the 1970s, appreciated by collectors for its historical presence, iconic design, and, in top-grade condition, surprisingly strong market value. While most examples are common, the highest-graded mint state pieces and rare error varieties have become highly sought after due to their scarcity and visual appeal. Collectors pursuing high-quality registry sets or searching for overlooked errors often place a premium on this date. Its blend of accessibility, history, and the potential for significant value when preserved in pristine condition keeps the 1974 D half-dollar firmly in demand today. The 1974 D half-dollar was minted at the Denver Mint during a period when the U.S. was transitioning economically and politically in the post-Vietnam era. The Kennedy half-dollar series, introduced in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy following his assassination, had by 1974 become a familiar symbol of national remembrance and unity. Although production numbers increased substantially during the early 1970s, circulation use declined due to the nation's growing reliance on smaller denominations. Still, half-dollars continued to be struck for commerce, and Denver played a crucial role, producing hundreds of millions of coins that year. Its design remained a lasting tribute to one of America's most beloved figures. The 1974 D half-dollar features Gilroy Roberts' dignified portrait of President Kennedy on the obverse, highlighting sharp facial contours and the recognizable forward-facing profile. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, displays the presidential seal, an eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch, surrounded by stars, a deeply symbolic icon of American strength and diplomacy. The coin is composed of a copper-nickel-clad alloy, weighs 11.34 grams, and measures 30.6 in diameter. While the coin itself is relatively standard for the clad series, its sharpness in high-grade uncirculated form, particularly those showing minimal contact marks and strong luster, distinguishes the most valuable example, though the Denver Mint struck an enormous 79+ million 1974 D half-dollars. Very few survived in superb gem condition, such as MS67 and above. Most coins entered circulation, accumulating wear, surface marks, or dulling of their mint luster. A small number of high-grade examples, those struck with fresh dies or stored carefully, are exceptionally rare today. In addition to condition rarity, certain error varieties such as double die obverses, though debated and extremely scarce, can significantly elevate a coin desirability. For collectors, the combination of outstanding luster, sharp strike, and freedom from abrasions drives both scarcity and value. LN typical circulated condition. A 1974 D half dollar is worth face value or slightly more. However, the coin becomes valuable in high mint state grades, with MS-66 coins often selling for $75–150, depending on eye appeal. The rarest examples, certified as MS-67, command premium prices, sometimes ranging from $800 to over $2,000 at major auctions. Exceptional specimens or coins with extremely strong luster and minimal contact marks have reached even higher totals when pursued by registry set competitors. Error varieties, when authenticated, can also sell for several $100s or more, depending on rarity and demand. While not a millionaire maker, the 1974 D half dollar in elite condition is a genuinely valuable numismatic ass. Collectors seeking a high-value 1974 D half dollar should prioritize PCGS or NGC certified examples, particularly those graded MS-66 or MS-67. Raw coins can appear attractive but may harbor unseen abrasions that limit their grade. Look for strong strikes on Kennedy's hair, clean cheek surfaces, and full brilliant luster to identify potential premium pieces. Storage and protective. Non-PVC holders is essential to preserve surfaces and avoid future tunning or spotting. Reputable dealers, coin shows, and online auctions are ideal places to find quality specimens, while registry collectors should pay special attention to strike quality and eye appeal. The 1974 D Kennedy half dollar remains an appealing piece of modern American numismatic history, prized not only for its connection to President Kennedy, but also for its scarcity in top grades and the strong demand it continues to enjoy among collectors. Its combination of historical significance, iconic artistry, and real, yet reasonable, market potential. Next up to in. The 1989 D Kennedy half dollar holds a meaningful place in modern U.S. numismatics, especially for collectors who appreciate high-grade business strike coins from the late 20th century. While most circulated examples have only face value, exceptional specimens in superb mint condition have become surprisingly desirable within the registry set community. These high-end coins are prized for their scarcity in flawless gras-appealing design and significance within T long-running Kennedy half dollar series. As demand for premium modern coins has increased, the finest known 1989 D half dollars have earned a reputation for outperforming expectations and attracting strong prices at auction. The 1989 D Kennedy half dollar was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the primary producers of U.S. circulating coinage. By this time, the half dollar had largely disappeared from everyday commerce, but production continued for numismatic and banking demand. The Kennedy series, introduced in 1964 following the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, remained an enduring symbol of national memory and civic pride. Although the 1989 issue does not commemorate a special event, it represents a transitional period when the U.S. Mint was improving striking techniques and refining its modern coinage systems. As such, the 1989 D stands as a representative of late Cold War America, maintaining the legacy of a design deeply rooted in American history. The coin features the familiar Gilroy Roberts portrait of President Kennedy on the obverse, with sharp lines, textured hair, and a bold profile that showcases the artistic depth of mid-century U.S. engraving. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, displays the presidential seal, an eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and an olive branch, surrounded by a ring of stars. Struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, the coin measures 30.6 in diameter and weighs 11.34 grams. High-grade examples exhibit glossy luster, well-defined devices, and strong strike sharpness, qualities that distinguish top-tier 1989 D half dollars from the average business strike. When found with exceptional eye appeal, The coin's modern yet historic design becomes far more visually impressive than its ordinary mintage suggests. Although more than 23 million 1989 D halves were produced, the vast majority were released into circulation or stored in bulk bags where contact marks were unavoidable. As a result, true mint state gems, especially MS-67 and MS-68 certified pieces, are legitimately rare. The highest value specimens typically show full luster, minimal abrasions, and sharp details on Kennedy's hair and the eagle's feathers. Coins graded MS-66 are uncommon but still available, while MS-67 pieces are scarce and often command premium prices. Anything graded MS-68 is considered exceptionally rare, with only a tiny number known and strong competition among registry collectors. No major errors are widely recognized for the date, but minor die varieties do exist and can add slight premium. In circulated condition, the 1989 D half dollar retains only face value. However, certified mint state examples show a dramatic increase in price. MS-65 pieces typically sell for around $15.25, reflecting their relative availability. MS-66 examples often bring $40.70, depending on eye appeal. The highest premium appears in MS-67, where prices can reach $200-$350, driven by the difficulty of finding clean, sharply struck coins. The rarest category, MS-68, represents the pinnacle of this issue's value, with auction prices often ranging from $1,000 to $2,000 when a particularly pristine example surfaces. These values reflect genuine market behavior driven by registry set competition, third-party grading demand, and the shrinking supply of fresh, high-grade coins. Collectors seeking a premium 1989 D half dollar should focus heavily on surface preservation, as contact marks are the most common obstacle to high grading. Examine the fields for scratches, check the hairlines above Kennedy's ear for detail, and look for strong feather articulation on the eagle. Purchasing PCGS or NGC certified examples is highly recommended, as grading stability and authentication greatly influence the coin's value. Storage in a temperature-controlled environment, such as an airtight capsule or a certified holder, preserves luster and prevents spotting. Reputable dealers, specialized modern coin auctions, and registry set markets are the best avenues for acquiring high-end specimens, though patience is often required for MS-67 and MS-68 Pi. The 1989 D Kennedy half dollar stands as a fascinating example of how modern circulating coins can evolve into highly collectible treasures when preserved in superior condition. Its combination of historical resonance, elegant design, and rarity at the highest grades makes it an appealing choice for both seasoned collectors and newcomers seeking an accessible, yet rewarding numismatic challenge. While average specimens are common, the finest certified examples offer genuine investment potential and continue to attract strong demand in today's market. As appreciation for late 20th century U.S. coinage grows, exceptional 1989 D half dollars are likely to remain important and desirable pieces within the broader Kennedy half dollar series.